Title: The Language of Silence. David's 5 dreams he experienced that night. David dreamt 5 dreams that night, where he experienced that very night, healing of his inner conflict and reconnecting with God and others, and also himself. David stood by the window of his apartment as the rain traced slow trails down the glass. His ears buzzed with the silence left behind after a shouting match with his teenage daughter, Leah. He had tried to be the strong one, tried to be the guide, but what echoed in his mind now was her final line before slamming the door: "You never listen." His heart cracked beneath the weight of those words, and as the night closed in, he sank into the couch, Bible in hand, and whispered, "God, show me where I went wrong." So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak. James 1 verse 19. He closed his eyes, and suddenly, like doors opening one by one, 5 stories played through his heart. David's first dream was of Jacob's silence. Jacob hadn't spoken to his brother in over 4 years. The fight had started over something small, but pride had made it grow teeth. At their father's funeral, they stood on opposite sides of the grave. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." Matthew 5 verse 9. That night, Jacob heard his brother's voice in a dream. "You never asked why I was hurting." As he woke, Jacob picked up his phone. Just one message: "I'm sorry. Can we talk?" Sometimes one sentence rebuilds a bridge. Through God's power, if someone comes to mind right now, pause. Say their name softly. Let your heart speak a sentence you wish they could hear. Then write it down. David's second dream was of Lily's misunderstanding. Lily worked 2 jobs to support her kids. At church, she overheard someone say, "She never helps with events." What they didn't see were her 4 a.m. mornings, the way she wrapped leftover sandwiches for lunch, or the prayer she whispered before bed: "Lord, help me be enough." The Lord God awakens me morning by morning to hear as I learned. Isaiah 50 verse 4. One Sunday, instead of hiding in the back, she said, "I wish I could help more, but right now, my family needs every drop of me." And in that moment, her burden lifted, because she had finally been heard. Through God's power, speak one truth aloud today that you've been holding in, even if it's only whispered to God. David's third dream was of Matthew's regret. Matthew couldn't forget the day he told his son to toughen up after a tearful confession. That was 5 years ago. The distance never healed. He read a verse one morning that shook him. "Fathers, do not provoke your children, lest they become discouraged." Colossians 3 verse 21. He sat down, picked up a pen, and wrote, "Son, I was wrong. I want to understand what I never took time to hear." No reply for a week. Then a text: "Thanks, Dad. Let's talk." Through God's power, what apology have you delayed out of fear? Say it now, to yourself, to God, or to the one you've hurt. David's 4th dream was of Grace's wake up. Grace worked in ministry. Everyone thought she was always okay. But one night, driving home after prayer service, she screamed into her steering wheel, "Why do I care for everyone but feel so invisible?" She felt selfish until she read, "He awakens my ear to hear as to learn to speak a word in season to the weary." Isaiah 50 verse 4. She wasn't wrong for needing rest. She wasn't weak for needing to be heard. That Sunday, she sat in the pew not to lead, but to listen. Through God's power, take off the mask today. Let someone love the real you, even if it starts with God. David's 5th dream was of yourself. Yes, I did say yourself. Right now, take a deep breath. Place your hand over your heart. Remember a time you didn't feel heard. Really go there. See it. Feel it. Now whisper this: "I forgive them, and I forgive myself too. And it shall come to pass that whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved." Joel 2 verse 32. Write this down. God, awaken my ears and soften my tongue. Through God's power, every morning this week, before speaking to anyone, pause and ask God to let you hear before you answer. In experiencing these 5 dreams, David gently returns from his dreams. David opened his eyes. The rain had stopped. He didn't know what to say to Leah yet, but he knew what to do. He walked to her door, knocked gently, and whispered through it, "I'm ready to listen when you are." From the other side, there was no reply, just a pause, and the sound of the door unlocking. Takeaway, just for you. Healing doesn't begin with the perfect words. It begins with presence, with ears open, mouth closed, and heart surrendered. Start practicing this today. Listen for what's unspoken. Soften before speaking. Write what you can't say yet. Let love speak louder than pride. Because as James 1 verse 19 teaches, let every person be swift to hear, slow to speak. If you need a beginning, here it is. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. The door is unlocking. Now walk through it, one tender step at a time. Penned by Garry Conan Doyle. In worship of God's wonderful glory. Hey, thanks for listening. If you're still here, something in this story or song clicked with you. So here's a little secret. When you hit thumbs up, it tells the YouTube gremlins, hey, more of this. And if you subscribe, it's like saying, yeah, I want in. So go ahead, tap like, hit subscribe, and make sure you don't miss what's next. Because this ride, it's just getting started.